It's November 12th, and the strange side of history awaits. Today, we have a massacre at sea, a whale that rained destruction, and a protest that ended in blood. Let's begin. On November 12th, 1961, a bright white yacht named the Bluebelle drifted away from the Florida coast, a family's dream vacation bound for paradise. But within 48 hours, the ocean turned into their grave. Aboard was Dr. Arthur Duperrault, his wife Jean, and their 3 children, Brian, Terry Jo, and Renee. They hired a seasoned sailor, Captain Julian Harvey, and his wife, Mary, to guide them across the turquoise waters. By all accounts, the voyage began peacefully, until that night. Screams cut through the waves, according to the only survivor, 11-year-old Terry Jo. The captain snapped. He murdered the entire family, and even his own wife, and then scuttled the yacht, set it ablaze, and vanished into the Black Sea. Terry Jo, trapped below deck, escaped on a tiny cork raft, alone, and drifted under the burning sun and endless stars for 4 days. No food, no water, no hope, until a passing freighter spotted a speck in the waves, a child, barely alive, floating between life and death. Captain Harvey was rescued days earlier, but when he heard the girl had survived, he took his own life. It seems he felt everything had worked out, but then when Terry Jo was found, his plans unraveled and panic set in. I wonder what truly happened that night and why he did what he did. On November 12, 1970, in the quiet Oregon coast, to a monstrous problem. A 45-foot, 8-ton sperm whale had washed ashore near Florida, and in the salty air hung a single question: how do we get rid of this rotting giant? The smell had already drawn scavengers, and soon the crowds. Local officials were unsure what to do. They made choices so bizarre it sounded like fiction. They packaged the whale's carcass with half a ton of explosives, hoping the blast would scatter it harmlessly into the sea. When the detonator fired, the beach shook. For a moment, they were in awe, then horror, as massive chunks of blubber rained from the sky, slamming into cars, smashing roofs. Spectators screamed and ran, the smell of death mixed with smoke and salt. No one was killed, but the beach was left splattered and silent. A strange reminder of human hubris and how our best intentions can detonate in our faces. The town never truly forgot that day. They tried to outsmart nature, and nature laughed back. Honestly, who could look at a dead whale and think, do you know what this needs? Some dynamite. It's darkly funny until you realize it's a perfect metaphor for humans. Overconfident, underprepared, and spectacularly messy. On November 12, 1991, in the streets of Dili, East Timor, filled with the sound of footsteps, thousands of mourners marching towards the Santa Cruz cemetery carrying flowers, banners, and fragile hope for freedom. For years, East Timor had lived under Indonesian occupation, its people silenced by fear and violence. That morning, the march was peaceful, a memorial for a young man killed by soldiers. But as the crowds entered the ceremony gates, the peace was shattered. Indonesian troops surrounded the mourners, rifles raised. Without warning, they opened fire. The bullets tore through the crowd, men, women, and children trapped among the gravestones. In less than 10 minutes, over 250 souls were lost, their blood soaking the ground meant for the dead. Foreign journalists who captured the massacre were beaten, their tapes hidden and smuggled, lost to history. For years, the world looked away, and the ghosts of Santa Cruz whispered their stories to no one. Only decades later did the truth crawl into the light, the day the cemetery became a graveyard of freedom. The cemetery at Santa Cruz still looks peaceful today, but peace doesn't always mean forgiveness. Another day, another strange bite from history. Like, comment, and subscribe. Your next eerie dose is just a day away.